Alright lads, so it was announced this morning that SAFWY Untold Stories Round 5 is returning. In this case, Sergeant, Tosho, and Kaname are ready to get summoned once more. And as always, before the banner does drop, I'm going to be breaking down the banner, talking about the characters once more, in case you are tempted to summon on this particular banner. So firstly, the great thing about this banner is that it does come with the usual step-up format. So it will be a 25-step banner. That's something that this banner unfortunately lacked when it first released at the end of the year. But having a look at the availability date, it is dropping tomorrow morning and will be lasting an entire week, lasting until the 16th. That therefore means that when this banner does leave, we then get the mid-month banner, but it would be announced a few days prior. And at the same time, for those wondering, we are getting a movie banner rerun that will be happening, I believe, on the 10th. So those are the banners that we know are set to come out within this particular time frame. There is a potential chance we get 1000 Year Battle Round 16 rerun this month or next month, so keep that in mind before you do summon on this banner, in case you're more so wanting to pull for those characters. But scrolling down to the feature puller characters, in this case we have 5 SAFWY characters, Untold Stories Round 6, and also the first ever SAFWY banner. Quickly breaking down the characters though, Tosho is a Soripa captain with the Soripa and also Squad 0 kill ability. He's a very powerful SP character, mainly because he has a lot of ways to increase his damage output. One would think this many ways would be a bad thing, because it could be potentially rare for you to get all these active buffs, but he doesn't have a problem going through content, and in fact all these buffs are more likely than not to be active all at the same time. And those buffs in question, in case you are wondering, is Frenzy +1 with a 40% Berserker. When he does inflict a Sazament, which keep in mind he can inflict freeze on every single attack, he then gets an 80% stat boost to his spiritual pressure stat, but alongside that, when you are at full stamina, you get 20% more damage, but when you're also at full stamina, you also get 40% more strong attack damage. That in of itself is great, but then this character is also a gauge character, so the more you use this character's strong attacks, the more you're building up that gauge, and when you do complete it, you're then getting an additional 100% Berserker, but also a 30% heal. That means if you do take maybe 1 or 2 hits of damage, you could potentially get back up to full stamina to take full advantage of that 20% full stam and also 40% more strong attack damage when you are at full stamina. So damage on this character is not an issue. He goes through content super easy, and then alongside that, he also has a great set of strong attacks. Overall, Tosho is one of the best technique characters in the entire game and one of the more fun and visually looking characters in the game too. Tosho is going to be the highlight of this banner, and if you're summoning, you're probably summoning for him. Next up is Kaname. Kaname is a Soripa Holo with the no affiliation kill ability. Kaname is best described as the best farming character that the heart attribute has access to. The reason for that is because he does come with 3 skills: Mind Droplet drop rate plus 30%, Mind Link Swap Potion plus 5, and also Super Mind Link Swap Potions plus 5. So using this character in IT, you're getting the additional Link Swap Potions and also Super Link Swap Potions, and then using this character in Epic Raids, you're getting the additional droplets and also Link Swap Potions. This makes him a great character to have, but alongside that, he has an amazing kit, mainly that SA2 being a distant AoE into a tracking vortex, and alongside the fact that he has drain on every single attack, this character can easily stay at full stamina, being a somewhat safe character to play. But since this character is designed to be used in those co-op type of game modes, IT and also Epic Raids, he makes for a good co-op partner since he does increase your team's strong attack damage by 20% and also their movement speed by 30%. Overall, Kaname is just a great solid farming character. Once more has an amazing design, really cool set of visuals, and if you are in need of a heart farmer, this Kaname is a great character to have. Next up though is going to be Sergeant. He is the brave battle character of this particular banner. He's a Soripa captain with the no affiliation and human kill ability. And this is important to know because he is more so designed to only go against Yuha and also Chad in brave battles. Against anyone else, he might struggle a tad bit. He is a captain. A lot of people have killer against him. But if you put him against Yuha, if you put him against Chad, you're going to have an easy time with this particular character. And the more power character we get in the meta, the better Sergeant technically becomes. We most recently just received the Ishin. Sergeant is a decent counter to go against him. But even outside of brave battles, he has some good usability in Guild Quest content, for example. That's mainly due to his damage output. Flurry +2 with a 20% bruiser is actually really good, but then in brave battles, he actually gets Flurry +3 for the first 10 seconds. He goes through brave battle invincibility, he prevents last ditch. Overall, one of the better brave battle characters in the game. If you're sick and tired of going against Chads and also Yuhas and there being a big problem for you, this Sergeant is a good answer for that. Next up though, let's talk about the filler. In this case, Don Kenoji and Picaro was a pretty cool and interesting character on release. Unfortunately though, hasn't really aged the best, mainly due to their mediocre strong attack kit and somewhat low damage output. The great thing about Don Kenoji is that he does have 2 killers, that being Holo and also Aaroniero, and he was the first character in the game to have the 20% team recovery every time you into another map, being a good team player, and he also had an increased chance to inflict status elements, in this case Lacerate and Burn, against the 2 enemies he has killer against, Holos and also Aaroniero. That allowed him to be a pretty good character again on release, but a 20% Berserker, with the strong attacks that he does have, really hasn't aged the best. He's far from unusable, but you're going to have a very hard time using him maybe outside of Senkamon content. There is a particular stage designed for him, so having him wouldn't be the worst thing to have, but he is by no means an amazing character. Oryu is a human Quincy with the Hollow Kill ability. Once more, similar to Don Kenoji, damage output is kind of lacking here. He only has a 20% Berserker. The benefit of this Oryu though is that he is a Linksaw character, so by using him, you get +5 Linksaw potions. And he does have an increased chance to inflict weakening against any speed hollow enemies, so he's actually pretty decent when he has killer, but nothing super amazing. His main appeal here is the Linksaw potion skill. Shinji is a Captain Hollow with the Super Kill ability. Pretty cool visuals. Once more, damage output is definitely lacking a tad bit here compared to some of the newer characters, but he has a good strong attack hit and is perfectly usable nowadays, to be fair. If you are a Shinji fan looking to use his Bankai, this is a pretty fun character to play around with. Tokenada, still one of the more fun characters to play in the game, and unironically is one of the more sought after characters, so he might be one of the main reasons why you are summoning on this particular banner. In this case, Tokenada is a Hearts No Affiliation character with the Super Kill ability. Tokenada, for those that aren't aware, basically kickstarted the NAD meta that we have today. NAD characters were not that good until this character released, and that's mainly due to the guard break skill that he does have. But NAD characters haven't evolved that much since this particular character, so he is perfectly usable in today's meta. With Flurry +1, a boost SA2, guard break with a pretty decent bruiser value being 45%, and the main thing is that he can actually transform using his Soul Bomb. His visual change, he starts using other characters' abilities. He's a really cool designed character and still holds up exceptionally well. Halibut, on the other hand, is a technique Aranka Espada with the Aranka Kill ability. Once more, pretty decent character all things considered. Has a decent set of strong attacks, boost and barrier SA2. This character doesn't really give much reason to use her outside of maybe Senkamon, but she isn't bad by any means. And then last we have Noitora, an Aranka Espada with the Captain Kill ability. With the rise of Fauzi Battle Unohana in Brave Battles, this character can actually be more so used more often than not. But in terms of damage output, which is very important in Brave Battles, he is lacking a tad bit here, only having Flurry +1. He is designed to go against Captain, so maybe if you get dupes of him, he might be useful here, but he cannot go for invincibility. And again, compared to some of the newer Brave Battle characters, he is severely lacking, and he's very likely to actually die, even though he does have Captain Killer. You can get a use out of him in Senkamon content, and I guess he makes for a third character in Brave House if you are lacking a good team, but Noitora definitely will be a character you will replace as soon as possible once you get a better character. But that's basically the banner in and of itself. Again, as already mentioned, the great thing about this one compared to the first time it did appear, while the first time it appeared had better fillers, more SAFWY characters, more so, the benefit of this particular rerun is that you have more steps, more discounts, more guarantees. So step 1, 6, 11, 16, 21, we discounted at 150 orbs. Step 2, 7, 12, 17, and 22, we discounted at 200 orbs. And then, of course, every fifth step, you're guaranteed one of these 9 featured characters. So overall, I think the banner is actually pretty decent. It's more so these 3 characters why you are going to be summoning. Tokenada is a nice bonus in this particular filler pool. Personally, I'll be skipping it on both my main and alt account, as I'm kind of just hoping that when these characters return, let's say 3 months from now, it's in an even better banner. Since the SAFWY collaboration is basically done, these rerun banners are only going to get better and better. So I'd rather wait for like a full SAFWY banner before I start summoning on SAFWY characters anymore going forward into 2023. But as a new account, if you are missing the entire banner, wouldn't really hurt to do 5 steps. Maybe do the discounts, test your luck. But ultimately, if you do want to summon this banner, it really comes down to if you want these characters. If you're a massive fan of Tosho, Kaname, or Sajin, then definitely by all means go ahead and try and pick up the characters. Maybe even try and get Tokenada too, because he's still such a fun character. But the decision on summoning on this banner ultimately comes down to you, right? Do you need the characters? Do you want them? If the answer is yes, then by all means go ahead and summon on this banner. With that said, though, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.